Thank you for a kind introduction. I'm not going to take a lot of time because I'm going to ask Deputy Speaker Phil Ramos to talk and also Alec briefly. Briefly, I tell you that APPAC, American Pakistani Public Affairs Committee, was founded in 2017. Our main mission was to bring Pakistani Americans to the political process because we are very successful in America, but not successful in politics. So that's what we were doing. Also, we want to bridge relations between Pakistan and United States. So whenever, as you pointed out earlier, that there is a federal government to government relations up and down, and there is geopolitical situation always affecting us. So we had reached out to our friend and mentor, Deputy Speaker of New York State Assembly, Phil Ramos, so who advised that we should probably do that at state level. So we came back in October, and thanks to Phil Ramos, this is his second trip in 8 months. In October, November, when we came, we met different people, and then we decided to do cooperation between New York State and Punjab and New York State and Sindh. So with our APPAC delegation, we went back, and New York State Assembly passed a resolution which is to intention to work with both provinces. So a resolution was passed, and now we came back, and now we went to Karachi, Islamabad, Lahore, and now in Islamabad, we're meeting different departments and ministers and consolidating whatever vision we thought about it. I'm going to ask Phil to talk about this a little bit more. And thank you very much, everyone, for coming and giving us the opportunity.
That celebration outside of our 4th of July, which signifies the independence of our country. And that independence, that 4th of July, represents freedom. It represents freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and one of the most important is freedom of the press. But I know that you all stand for that, and the press throughout the world is the conscience of every society. You are the conscience of every society. You're the one that hold us government accountable. You're the ones who protect your citizens of your respective country. So I want to thank you, and I tell you, I applaud your work throughout the world and your suffrage as well. I know that work, good work, has come with sacrifice. We come here today, and we are euphoric, actually, because this is the culmination, and not really the culmination, but one stage of the culmination of work that's taken over a decade. Approximately a decade ago, the vision of Dr. Ahmad to create an organization that would help Pakistani Americans and as well help Pakistan, the country that witnessed their birth. And they tried to figure out how can we do this? And a group of prominent Pakistani Muslims from United States got together, and we met at that time and helped organize, and we started talking about how to reach our goals. And I remember the discussion was that you can't just form an organization and now that organization is going to have influence over U.S. policy or Pakistani policy, but then you have to do your homework. You're going to have to work to build this organization to the point where they have the power to really influence some positive change. So they set out to do that. And few organizations have I ever seen that have over a decade methodically, state by state, created chapters, state by state, engaged their elected officials, state by state, even raised money and been responsible for elected officials getting elected at all levels, including making a Muslim Supreme Court judge, federal judge in the United States as a result of this organization. All those years of work got to the point where recently they were ready for prime time. They were ready to come down and make a difference. My suggestion was realizing the fact that the relationship between the United States and Pakistan has been one where Pakistan has been a great friend, has helped us many times, but sometimes because of geopolitics, things happening in the region, sometimes the United States would come and ask something of Pakistan that was difficult politically to deliver. And then the relationship would sour, and it would be on and off again. And that would affect other things. That would affect the amount of people immigrating. That would affect confidence, lack of confidence in trade or investments. It had, a lot of negative effects. So we came up with the idea that, and this idea was based on a constitutional right. Remember, United States, every state used to be a country. Before we formed the United States, New York was a country with its own executive, that was the governor, with its own Congress, with its own Senate. And when they decided to unite all these countries that were states.
Thank you so very much for so wonderful reception.
Thank you, Chris.
Christian, without you, I wouldn't be able to talk to you. Reception is wonderful, beautiful. I hope that we'll have the same reception from American journalists when we come back. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Everybody. Because yes, America is beacon of freedom, but, and I have to talk to you like a person who's been having a different experiences in this life, including experience of living in the former Soviet Union for about 30 years. For 35 years, I'm in America, for more than 35. You have a monument here dedicated to the people who sacrificed their life for the freedom of speech, who sacrificed their life for letting the society know what is really going on in this society, and especially what's going on in the elites of the society. Because in the Soviet Union, we had a situation where the society, the average person, wouldn't even know what's going on. It led to the dismantling of that country called Soviet Union. And yes, today, again, without going into details, I can tell you that in the Russian Federation, there is not much of a freedom of press right now. And yes, there are some people who are sacrificing their lives in order for the society to know what is really going on. So the role of a press in this society is absolutely crucial. And what you're doing in your capacities as a journalist is extremely important, not only to Pakistan, but it's important for the rest of the world. So I want you to put your hands together for yourself,